Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 83 of 100 Days of Making Comics. I'm Jan, and this is my attempt at my own personal comic book project. So let's continue where we left off yesterday after a very long ramble, which was all about the writing I did last week on my holiday, interspersed with some artwork here and there and some snippets of holiday footage. The editing of that video took a little bit too long for my taste, so I went to bed at like something ridiculous like 5 a.m. and I'm really paying for it today because there's been a lot of noise outside. So anyway, what we can see right here is I did the balloons. I took too long. I haven't ballooned ever like this. Maybe freehanding it is not a good idea, but I thought I'd have a go at it. I can definitely see how vector might be like using the pen tool, which I detest. I absolutely hate the pen tool in Photoshop and Illustrator, and it's just not my jam. But I can see how it might be better. I think these balloons are too thick. I haven't had a look. I had a look at Outcast last night, and the balloon lines, the outlines are quite thin. I think mine are way too thick, so I might just leave them on this separate layer for now, start work on the artwork, and in my second attempt at this page, because I want to finish these first 10 pages first, and then another attempt I'll try and outline them again, maybe in vector art, maybe freehanding it again, but with a thinner pen. What do you guys think? Oh, you with more experience when it comes to drawing text balloons, or do you just plop them in? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below while I get cracking on this page. So unfortunately, with the positioning of my camera mount, I have to do the split screen this way to get it to line up so that you can actually see what I'm doing, because I really wanted to have the super fast one and the zoomed in one side by side again, just like last time. What you are looking at is page 3. It's the big opening panel, which is my first group shot. I'm a little worried I may have done this character, well, not the character too detailed, but there's some detail I may have done a little overboard, as you will see later on. Overall, it was very nice being back in the saddle and just going right at it. Now, in case you're thinking I am inking it like on top of nothing, I kind of consider these tight pencils, but after I've organized my Photoshop tool sets, no, what do you call it? The tool presets folder, I've narrowed it down to just the inking tools I want to have right there, and I've tweaked some of the settings so that they're more or less the way I want them to be, which is very similar to the Staedtler pens I've been using. I prefer Staedtler over Microns. It's no particular reason, I suppose, but right now I do. And I tend to work thin, thick, thin again, or just thick straight away, and then just go at it with the thinnest one for detail. And I kind of want to preserve that workflow I have on paper into Photoshop, which is why I had to organize my tool preset folder, because there's just too many of them. Like I have like 100 tool presets, and I constantly forget which one it was that I was using, that I enjoy using. You know, there's just too many of them. So hopefully this will speed things up just a little bit when it comes to moving from one tool to the next. In non-comic book related news, I had to visit the lawyer today. It's time to start looking for a job, and obviously this might take a little longer than then who knows, because you never know what's going to happen. So it was time to get the paperwork in order, and rather than waste a lot of my own time dealing with bureaucracy, I started talking to my previous lawyer here in Spain, and it was a very pleasant meeting. This time, unlike last time I lived here 7 years ago, I was fluent enough in Spanish so we could do most of the meeting in Spanish, which is pretty awesome, I might say. I was feeling pretty good about myself. But it looks like I may have lost a very important piece of paper, which involves the, it's not the social security number, it's like a ID number for foreigners, if you will. So it looks like a trip to the office with the lawyer is in order. So she's already booked an appointment, unless I can find that piece of paper in London. So I'm gonna have to make some phone calls and get all this paperwork sorted out. Hopefully they have it. If not, we find it here at the house. If not, we go to the office and get some of this paperwork sorted out. So I've got the first pieces of paper ready to go in order to find a job, because without them, they've toughened up, like in a lot of countries in Europe. There's a lot of tough new regulations against newcomers and foreigners and whatnots, and people are getting a little back to the panel here. I'm very proud of this little background shadowing I'm doing right now, as you can see close up on the right half of your screen. I'm very glad how that came out. I'm not sure about the curtains. I am very fond of them. I kind of want to keep that low-tech feel in a science fiction setting. I mean, why does everything have to be sliding doors like nowadays we are accustomed in supermarkets? The shadowing you can see me do on the wall on the left side of your screen, I'm a little bit concerned about. I ended up etching away at it in white, and some of the detail I end up putting in there. I'm not sure if it's actually going to show up in print on paper. So I might just have to look around the neighborhood, see if there's some place nearby where I can print off a page or just a panel, just to see if it translates. I think it will, kind of, but I think I may have gone a little overboard there. It's getting there slowly, but I think it's time to call it a day. Happy how it came out. This is about 1 hour's work, roughly 48 minutes, I'd say, which makes me wonder how long I'm gonna take to get this panel done, because there's so many faces, and it's gonna, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours. I'm gonna have to start using my stopwatch again. That's a good practice. Also, another reason I'm not gonna show you how I'm gonna be making this entire page in a time lapse is actually the having to sit in a very cramped position on the floor. Well, it's not cramped, but after an hour, I think any position, unless it's a super comfy chair, gets a bit cramped. Check out my my setup here. This one's for Marsh. I just have to show you my setup. It's my drawing tablet, my keyboard for the shortcuts, mainly Eraser X, brush. Though I've got them here as well, but I'm just so accustomed to having my hand on that keyboard. Here's my camera stand, man. Check it out. iPhone slides in here. It's held up just like that. It works. Here, I don't want to move my laptop and all the wires over there where there's a table, as you can see in the background. So I kind of sit here on a little pillow. It works, but it's uncomfortable. It's a pain, but no pipes. See you guys tomorrow. Good luck on your projects, and this is Jan out. Just look at this mural, man. There's amazing mural art, paintings everywhere you go. This has got to be my favorite.